taking chances, ain't no reset. Walking through the sneakers store, the only time they see checks. D-check, reset, I see in 3X. Niggas ain't shaking the dime off of me yet. I just been working so, fuck with the balance, I'm shaking the status, go planet and leave them with vertigo. I just been working so, fuck with the balance, I'm shaking the status, go planet and leave them with vertigo.
Hey, how we doing? It's been, what, 2 weeks since you've seen me. This channel was almost made as an educational type shit for people to at least watch how I quarterback, and if they could take anything away from it in a positive manner, you know, then all for the best, right? So I want to teach people how to quarterback instead of uploading a different VOD. It just feels like the right time. I got the proper resources now. This is by far, I think, the 6 most important elements for me to go over first. There might be more, there might not. I could blow this shit off, I could get lazy. But I'm gonna finish it, at least this time. I've been planning to do this shit for months. So I'm gonna teach you how to, like, read the field, throw the ball, anticipate open reads, like, actually learn how to play the position at a high league level. If you take anything away from this and become a better player, better person, whatever it is, I don't see the harm in it at all. So this has been 2.5 years of trial and error for me. A lot of time went into me either trying to play QB and I was doing something fundamentally wrong, which wasted a lot of my time. So if I can avoid, or if you can avoid falling into that same trap that I did, well, here's your video. If you're trying to learn how to play QB in FF, this is the best corner of the internet you've ever stumbled across. So yep, here we go. We're going to go straight into mechanics. I appreciate you guys being here. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, we're going to teach you how to throw the ball first, right? And you got to learn how to throw the ball if you're going to be a quarterback. So this is how I always teach people how to QB, right? You're going to have a high cursor. See this gray bar? Put your cursor to the left. That pink dot right there, this one right here, this is where you need to put your cursor. Why? Well, when you have a high cursor, it allows you to keep your camera high so you can be scanning the field actively. Like going through your reads and whatnot. We'll get to that. You always want to have your camera in a consistent location. You know, there's people, I could probably put it on screen now, where they zoom their camera out so much that camera directly affects the throw. Keep your camera in a consistent orientation, right? So it's almost second nature. I mean, this is going to be a basic throw, right? So I'm going to throw fold here. And look, I did not move my cursor at all. I did not move my camera at all. That ball just fucking left, right? And because of those mechanics, I threw that ball out so quick, there was nothing the defense could have done. Now, there's something I do have to note, right? You see how my cursor's right here? It's a bad habit of mine. My cursor should be right around here. I tend to flare my cursor out a little bit, like over here. You shouldn't do it. Like, I'm telling you right now, don't fucking do that. So your cursor should be right here. Now, if you need to put touch on the pass, right? If you need to put touch on the pass, your cursor should stay within this circle, right? If you need to put it here, if you need to put it here, if you need to put it here, wherever, you at least know where that ball is going to land. But if you have your cursor and it swings out all the way over here, you have no idea where the fuck that ball is going to land. You have no idea. When you're throwing, you aim with your camera. So wherever you're looking, you aim with your camera. I mean, I'll be putting a few examples up on screen right now. When you are throwing the ball, where that ball is going, your camera should be pointing towards it. So this is an example of just like, because of how good my mechanics are, I was able to throw this ball out so quick. I realized the space was there, and I see that this wide receiver stopped, so he's not covered no more. He's not walking into the PR. Throw it over the MLB. It's a very quick release. A very quick release. You keep that camera high. You keep the cursor high. You don't want to be throwing blind. All right, so I went out to find you a bad example of quarterback mechanics, right? So look, let's just take a look. So if you see this cursor, it's all over the place, isn't it, right? Also, his camera, he's been zooming in and out all fucking day. So give me 1 sec, right? When he throws this ball, he goes from having his cursor here to flicking it over to here. And if you also watch, his camera, it didn't move. when he released this ball, he didn't move his camera. He just kind of like threw it, right? That should have been thrown as like a fold. It should be a jump ball, but hey, whatever. So look, when you throw a pass like this, how you put power on a ball is what you do is you tilt your camera a little bit up and you keep your cursor in a consistent location. All right. Also, that thing where you can zoom your camera out to the point where you see the entire fucking stadium, don't have that enabled. Like, always keep the zoom of your camera in the exact same spot. Like, I have my camera locked, so I always have, so I can build that muscle memory, right? Because if your camera's moving all over the place, you're never going to develop that muscle memory that I can because my camera's being consistent. It's just another little thing that you can do to become a better quarterback. Like with this, there's no reason for his cursor to be going. If we just go back, his cursor's here, and then now it just fucking flicks over here or here. I'll show you some of my old tape, right? Let's watch some old Vitals tape. Okay, so here's another example of bad quarterback play, right? This is me. So you're gonna see this cursor is right here. There's no fucking reason for me to have my cursor this low. And what you're gonna see what I do is whenever I want to throw, I just throw this bitch going straight up. This is terrible quarterback mechanics. Don't do this. I'm just giving you examples as to why I'm telling you to keep your camera in a consistent position and your cursor right here. You'll also notice like my camera is a little low, so it makes it harder for me to read the field, right? This is me like a year and a half ago. So whenever I go to throw this back end zone, right? Did you see that? I'll slow down. My cursor went from here. Well, it started like here and it flicked all the way up. That is terrible mechanics. You will never throw accurately throwing like that. Like, I'm just telling, like, watch this. And I throw a fucking duck, bro. Like, don't quarterback with the high cursor. And if you have to move it a little bit, tad touch, move it a little bit. But don't be going from here and flicking over here and then going down and like, dude, just keep your cursor high. Trust me on it. Okay, so welcome back, right? We're going to move on to the second most important thing. So we're going to be focusing on scanning the field, right? We see a collection of fucking mouth breathers, okay? We just see a bunch of people in an FF uniform. How do we read this field and determine who we need to throw the ball to? So first thing off, let's look at the play clock. It's at 15. You can hike the ball, I think, at 16 and a half seconds in FF. So if I hike this ball right now, which I should, I'm going to have this entire plot of land right here just to throw it to Glock. Now, you can set yourself up for success at the beginning of the play just by hiking the ball quickly and the defense isn't ready. Now, Gunther is my O-line. Of all people, Gunther is my O-line, so I'm not setting myself up for success very well. That's my bad. But you can obviously see, like, this defense is not ready. You see this collection of 3 people playing leapfrog, right? I mean, they're not doing anything. They're doing the cha-cha slide right now. They're doing fuck all on defense. So here's how you can read the field. This is the highest level to read the field. So you can read your wide receivers. You can read the defenders, right? But this is something not a lot of people know. You read the open space on the field. So we got open space here. We got open space underneath, right? We got open space over here. This is how you determine who to throw the ball to. This is how you throw with anticipation. Because if you see, like, let's say, like, forget about these 2 people, right? Forget about them. So if we just look at this middle, we know this underneath's open. The second we see a guy cut, we know it's going to be open. We can throw it immediately. We don't even have to think, is it open? Because we already know it is. Because you see this open space. Now, reading the field is a lot like reading a book. So we're going to look at Tokyo right here. He won his jam off this short. Short's not very good. So he automatically has a short yard burn. I should be throwing the ball to him. Another good read is if I throw the ball to Glock. Because since we hike the ball quickly, he's wide open. The defense wasn't ready for it. No matter what I do, I can do either one of these. it's still a good play. But reading the field's a lot like reading a book. Every time you read the field, you should come with the same assumption. You should come with the same, like, understanding, right? So what am I going to do? I'm throwing Tokyo. I mean, just look at that. It's 28 yards. Why? Because I recognized that Tokyo was open, and he jammed the shit out of the short. And look at this release, right? I drop my camera slightly. My cursor stays high. I don't even have to do anything. Like, look, my cursor didn't even move. And whenever I threw this ball, right? Look, where am I staring at? Directly towards him. That's how you throw. Like, that's how you play quarterback in this game. And, like, we get 30 yards off that. Just off one play because we hiked it quick and the defense wasn't ready. We'll go through this entire drive, right? So, again, right here. I know that I'm probably going to have to get this ball out quickly because it's Gunther. He's my O-line. It's Gunther. So, you know, I'm going to be reading the field. When you're pushed back, right? Like you see number 12. If I was at the LOS and 12 slants in, I could throw across the middle high and he could catch that ball. But I'm pushed back. I can't throw that. So we're looking at the defenders. We're looking at our wide receivers. We also see the open space on the field, right? We got space here. We got space here. I could throw this to 32 if I really wanted to. I could. But it's first down. So let's just see how the play develops. So hold on. Do you see how at the beginning of the play I outlined that this was open space on the field, right? We talked about that. Would you look at that? Where am I throwing? To the open space. Cologne makes a cut. Drags the guy. You know what? I could have thrown that ball better, but you still see how we can get to that open read, right? Like that, it's an incredible pass, an incredible read. YouTube, do not make my shit 1080. We are doing 1440p. Like, again, right? If we're looking for open space on the field, we got this. We got two streaks right here. Whichever this safety goes on, the other guy's going to be open. So if he comes down on this guy, then he's going to have a straight touchdown. Like, this safety's in a really bad spot, and it's important to recognize that. This is part of reading the defense. Like, understand the position that the deeps are in, because this guy's cooked and this guy's cooked. So, I mean, sure, is it a hard throw? Yeah, but you can make that throw, and if you don't make that throw, you need to get better. So, I get pushed back because Gunther's the O-line. Right now, you can see, just based off my eyes, I'm staring at this guy, but I'm worried about this short. So, we'll see what I throw. I genuinely have no idea. Alright, the play breaks down. I have 0 open reads. It's really dangerous to throw into the middle of the field when you're pushed back. I'll be throwing 50 yards, and by the time the ball gets there, the defense might jump it. These wide receivers in the back of the end zone, you're covering yourself. You can't make that throw. This guy's going to pick it. This guy's going to pick it. You can't. You guys are fucking brain dead. Right? I can throw the check down, but maybe I can get something. We'll see what happens. I'm buying myself time. Right? Now, I'm reading the field. You see all of this open space right now? You see all of that open space. If someone cuts into that, you can throw him the ball. You see how he just cut, and I automatically know it's open? So I'm going to rip this ball cross field. I mean, it does not get better than that. It doesn't get better. Watch that one more time. I already know that we have open space right here. We also have open space in the middle, but nobody's there to take advantage of it. We have open space on left side. It's going to be a one-on-one. He's going to cut upfield. Watch how fast this ball leaves. I mean, that ball goes quick. That's why you keep that high camera, high cursor. It should be second nature. You can release that ball so quick. We only have a few more plays. Please pay attention. Red zone offense. This gets really tight because you see how congested all this is. It's high traffic. Now, I mean, we got like fucking space here maybe, but even thrown there probably wouldn't work out. And I have Gunther as my O-line, so I'm gonna get pushed back all day. So, like, let's see what I throw. Like, throwing red zone is a lot of anticipation. I'm getting pushed back, and as I'm getting pushed back, right, like this, if I was on the line of scrimmage, I could throw this all day. right? If I'm right here on the line, I can throw an easy jump pass to this guy and it's a touchdown. But since I'm at my 50 because of like big fat boy Gunther, I can't throw that ball. It just cannot happen. I'm at the 50. I can't throw that ball. So I'm going to have to scramble around and see if I can get anything. If not, I got to throw this ball away. Wow. That was an incredible, that was really good. All right, so watch. You're going to see that I already know he's slanting. I read that he was slanting in and that there's space back end zone. But this ball needs to leave now if it has any chance of being completed. So I throw it back end zone. It does not get better than that. Like, these are the margins in high league. He is half a yard away. Honestly, maybe a quarter yard. And look at that ball trail. It's right on top of his helmet. Also, going back to the mechanics thing, right? Because I really got to drive this home. You see how my cursor drops a little bit down and to the right? It's really just a bad habit of mine. It should be higher in, like, where I told you by the gray line. Like, let's look at this. I am staring directly where that ball needs to go, right? This ball needs to be thrown to the pylon. It's basically going to the pylon. It's a perfect ball. 50 yards, cross field, on a rope. Like, real bat, like, it's perfect. And we didn't get that touchdown. But that's an example of what elite quarterbacking looks like. That is a very high level play. Some of your best balls, some of your best decisions are going to be the ones that were never caught. You're, like, honestly, the best decision you make in a game might be to hold on to the football. Because it's not about if you throw 5 touchdowns. It's about how many mistakes you make. That's what makes the greats so good. Because they just don't make that mistake. Here, I take the check down. Not a bad read. I was getting pushed back. I knew I had it. Maybe he can jump and dive and get the touchdown. He didn't get it. I'm going to run the QB sneak. Doesn't work, right? I'm going to go for it because we got that big dick energy. And it's going to be 4th down, right? We're only up by a touchdown. So, by the way, if you're a wide receiver, right, you should not be slanting out this way. I mean, no disrespect to Just. Just is an amazing player. If you just gain depth like this, bro, you are open. Way open. Oh, and he does. Oof. Just look. I'm going to throw this left corner, right? This is a tough-ass throw. It's 95, so it's going to be flat. It's got to be very nearly perfect. We have 2 defenders in the area who could make a play. I got to throw this high and right here. I don't know if I do it. This is a tough throw. And I do, but he lated. He lated, so he got illegal touched. That's unfortunate. I mean, you could watch it one more time just to see that process, right? I see it, I throw it. It's got to happen that fast. If you hesitate, you cannot do it. That's how you read the field. All right, so this section is going to be kind of fun. You guys sat through some boring film room type shit. So look, if you don't know, this is Champ. He is arguably the best QB to ever play in LFG. I mean, he's just got fuck you talent. I mean, he's just crazy at the game, right? So they're playing some crazy D1 Falcons franchise. I don't know whose franchise this is. This clip is 6 months old, but I got this from Champ. I can verify this is like him actually playing, right? So let's watch it. Let's watch it. Let's see what he does. So he's gonna split these DEs, and then he's in shift lock right now, which fucks up his cursor, right? Here, I'll go pink since he's got a fucking blue jerseys. He went into shift lock after he split the DEs. He's staring at the DEs, taunting them. He goes out of shift lock. He brings his cursor up, right? So he went out of shift, brings his cursor up. Now look, he's got this guy wide open. He's got this guy wide open. His cursor's offset. He's going to throw this right here. That streak, he's going to throw it. I mean, this is just a fuck you arm. So look. He's not even staring at what he's throwing at. His cursor's offset, but because he's looking this way and his cursor's this way, it centers itself somehow, right? And he's just going to throw a fucking crossfield 70-yard laser beam. And he gets benched. And then he just he's chirping in chat immediately after. This isn't an actual LFG game. This shit fucking happened. This is unbelievable. So this is, if you want to take anything from this, look, I had to master my mechanics because I don't have the talent to do this shit. Okay? I'm not him when it comes to this. I'm throwing this fucking fold. Alright? I'm doing the stupid shit. Or maybe this guy's open and this guy's open. He sees a 2-yard burn left side crossfield. And so, after splitting the DEs and staring at him, he goes back and he throws a fucking laser beam with, like, he doesn't even have mechanics. He just hucks the ball and it always works out. So that's how Champ plays, right? I'm not telling Champ how to QB. It's fucking Champ. I'm gonna get off homie's dick digging balls, but it's just incredible. So the next guy we got up, this is Apache. All right. So how Apache quarterbacks is he's very weird. He'll almost like limp dick the camera. Like he just like doesn't really use the camera, and he'll force it with the cursor. And sometimes that can cause him interceptions, but he's insanely accurate. So on this throw, right? Oh fuck. So this is a clip off his YouTube. So on this throw, right? He's gonna throw a check down. Now why this was thrown low, alright, is you see whenever he threw this ball, he did not move his camera. He tried to force it all with this cursor. And you'd use your camera. Now, I mean, you can get away with it because he's wide open by probably 25 yards. I mean, it's not a big deal. But, like, that's how Apache throws the ball. And I got a candy clip somewhere in a Mezzo clip, but whatever. I think we got more Apache. So, oh yeah, it was this throw, okay. So this is just going to be another example of like, so look, this is why you need to throw with anticipation. He's reading a wide receiver when you need to be reading space on the field, right? Like as I've taught you guys, I mean that's wide open space. It's wide open space. So if he were to throw this ball and just rifle it into that space and that wide receiver could go and make a play, I mean it's a 50-yard throw, but that's so open that you can do it. Now he sees it, right? It needs to leave now. This needs to leave right now. But he's going to under it. Why? Well, look. His cursor's right here. He didn't move his camera at all. His camera didn't move. It stayed, right? So this is going to be a low throw. And it's going to give the CB advantage. Because this ball ideally should be thrown like right here. It lands right here. It's like 5-7 yards. So, it's just something to keep in mind, right? This ball got picked because he didn't use his camera. I'll show it one more time. Right? So, it's a late throw, but you can still make that throw. But watch, when he's throwing, he didn't move his camera. That's why it was underthrown. How you put power on the ball is your camera. I mean, because he still has this high cursor, right? He's still staring at what he throws at, right? But what I'm teaching you is you got to bring the camera up. Like, you got to look up towards the sky a little bit more. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Because that's how you're going to put, like, so, to put it blankly, that's how you put mustard on the throw. That's how that shit's going to get from A to B. Like, that's how you do it. So, I don't know, I saw Do It get a touchdown at the end of this play. Nah, that was a different play. Yeah, but those are some other quarterbacks. I think, obviously, this is just fun. I mean, this is just fun. I fucking love this clip. Oh, okay. The clip doesn't like me. Fuck. Well, hey, that's some other quarterbacks playing. So if you can get anything off that, fucking go for it. But I'd at least like to provide you with that. Apache's played for 21 seasons. Champs won like fucking 60 million rings. So there you go. All right. Alrighty. So look, that was the QB Academy. That's the shit that I couldn't do for a fucking month. Took me a little bit to get that shit out, just kind of understand what I wanted to tell you guys. But here's going to be the fun part, right? So there's going to be an email address on screen. You can send me Twitch VODs, you can send me YouTube videos, you can send me the raw file. Actually, no, don't send me the raw file, because I'm not going to download it. Never mind, forget that, I'm not doing it. You can send me a YouTube video, or you can send me a Twitch VOD, right? I'm going to start rating you guys as to how you have been quarterbacking. If you are a quarterback there and you want to reach out and wonder like, hey, what am I doing wrong, Vitals? What could I be doing? I need full tape. I need, like, I don't want your clips. I want the entire game. I don't want your highlights. I want your lowlights too. I want the entire game. Send that shit to me from like YouTube, Twitch, anything like that. And we can literally do a QB Academy off you, and we'll look at how you're playing. Because, I mean, I can rate your mechanics, I can tell you what you're doing wrong and how you can get better. But, like, this is like that viewer interaction type shit, right? If you want to go out and you want to learn how to quarterback, getting personalized tips from me. Like, it took Tubby and Blaze, the guys I taught how to QB, took them months of me just, like, trial and error. Like, I'd teach them something, they'd go out, they'd play, they'd come back with the tape, we'd watch the tape. I'm like, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're improving here, but other than that, you're doing great. And then they'd go out and they'd improve themselves, and then we'd come back and we'd continue that until they knew how to improve already, right? So, like, my goal is to make as much of you, like, I want to get you to where you want to be. If you want to be a great quarterback, I'll get you there. If you got questions as a wide receiver, like, if you have questions about your routes, send me your tape. Like, we'll talk about it. Just don't send me O-line or DE tape, and I can't fucking help you there. It's kind of like Gunther, right? I mean, I can't help him O-line, I can't help you O-line. Like, some people are just helpless. So look, if you want to get better at quarterback, send me your tape, full game only. It needs to be against a zone coverage. There has to be 8 people on the field. Send me that tape, and we'll go through it. Cool? Wonderful, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope this improves the way you play. Also note, if you're changing your mechanics, right, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel a little unnatural. Trust the process. Everything I'm telling you is in good faith. I want nothing but the best from you. Hey, you take it easy. Whenever you need me, whenever you see me, I'll be here. Take care, guys. Have a good one.